me.
Do you have some old appliances at home? Are you thinking of throwing them away? Then stop. Think for a moment. Visit the repair and service shop located at Winsville in Soufriere, where they specialize in repairing and servicing small appliances. Yes, we do it all. Toasters and toaster ovens, oil fryers, microwave ovens, small ovens, curling irons, flat irons, blow dryers, blenders, cake mixers, pressing irons, radios, fans and also radiator fans, and lots more. For more information, give us a call at 720-0199 or WhatsApp on telephone number 486-2920. We also do pickups at selected locations. The repair and service shop located at Winsville in Soufriere. They do it all.
Zot pawe pour changement.
Pour changement? Oui, changement. An nou dou bout zafè en plan neuf chaque 5 l'année. Fondation, ça c'est SRDF, Soufriere Regional Development Foundation, ka invité ou pour participer à dans un exercice pour faire un plan pour Soufriere pour l'autre 20 l'année.
Vini, kom, vini, di sa ou vle wè fèt Soufriere. Meeting kay fèt en toute commune. Kote wadi yo pou pli informasyon.
Zot sa marché en toué en didan bio fondation. Et puis dise moun nan sa zot vle wè fèt. Zot sa voye en email. Zot sa voye WhatsApp. Et be zot sa ekwi en lettre. Et zot pa wè.
For more information, please call or WhatsApp 724-6586 or 459-7200 or email glyndiac.srdf@gmail.com.
You asked for more live and relevant talk shows, and we heard you. 88.5 Soufriere FM presents House Guest, a brand new fresh fortnightly feature airing on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. House Guests will showcase a cadre of professionals from doctors and entrepreneurs to the next door friendly neighbor. So tune in as we network the community with a platform for open, frank, and informative discussion. Only on Soufriere FM, your community radio station.
.5 FM is now 8 minutes after the hour of 10 a.m. in Surface and Ocean Eastern Caribbean. Good morning to you. It's a beautiful Wednesday and it's the 27th of July 2022. With me is a beautiful individual, Miss EDISA Eugene. She's not new to this panel. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here, making yourself available and gracing not just me, but our listening audience. Good morning to you. You're here in the capacity of youth officer for Soufriere. Good morning once again to you.
Thank you, Cabrina. Good morning, and thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have the vibrancy of the youth, getting their intellectual out there and have them to create some sort of impact, especially when it comes to the youth, the community, and empowerment. On that note, let me begin by just saying congratulations on your newly elected post as the Sufre youth worker.
Yes. Thank
How
you.
we know everything, sometimes we a bit anxious, we're a bit hesitant, we're a bit nervous, not knowing what the outcome will always be like when it comes to those processes. So,
Yes.
if you do not mind, maybe just walk us through how it was for you up until now, seeing you being elected.
Okay, so good morning to everyone listening and those of you viewing us online. Of course, I could say this wasn't such a difficult road because I have been involved in youth development for a very long time. And so, with my growth in just being involved in youth development, I was able to, acquire the skills and knowledge which is basically necessary in order to get this post. Of course, this post wasn't given, it was applied for, and then, of course, through interview, it was received. So, with experience, this is what really made me the individual for this job.
Nice. With such an experience,
Yes.
how do you plan on injecting that into the community, especially for our youth? We've been told a lot of the times the youth are frustrated, they feel neglected, nobody's looking out for them, there are no jobs whatsoever, and we can go on and on. So, how are you going to lend some experience or expertise in such?
Okay, so the role of the youth worker is basically to work with youth organizations in order to have youth initiatives, programs in place in order to sustain our young persons. And so, with that, of course, it is directly my role in order to analyze my community, see what is needed, and go out there. So, of course, I would have already known who are my young persons who are unemployed, what do they like to do, what their skills are. And so, with that, I have to assist them in maybe getting proper training and everything needed in order for the workplace to address unemployment, like you mentioned. Also, with different issues that need more mobilization. This is where again I come in order for our young persons to be alert and aware at all times.
Thank you. I'm happy you made mention of analyzation and stuff because a lot of the times we do analyze different processes and stuff, and then at the latter you go to persons, you have a sit down, and nothing ever money done. How you plan on changing such?
Okay, of course, in as much as I am the youth worker, it is not a one-man show. And so I am able to collaborate, especially with the Sufre Youth and Sports Council, which is directly involved with our young persons in Sufre. And so they would too come on board in helping with assisting just to get in necessary data in order for us to know how to move forward.
I'm happy you mentioned the Sophia Youth and Sports Club. In terms of the other clubs, do you think they are properly structured? Do you think they're doing enough in terms of even maybe recruiting interested and young persons as well?
As of right now, I realize effort is being put into it. So far, I am very proud to see that some of our clubs in Sufre have started the grassroots program. Others are still working on it in terms of sports. And so, of course, I believe it is safe to say that, yes, they are trying their best in order to cater for young persons.
In your opinion, do you think enough networking is happening, especially seeing the fact that Fonseca actually just formed a new club as well? And in terms of software, I think they should be merging. And as we speak, I think there is some sort of tournament happening. But then we need to see a lot more in terms of the program and in terms of seminars and stuff as well.
Okay, so both the Sufre Youth and Sports Council as well as the Forcejac Youth and Sports Club are newly elected. And in terms of networking, there is no issue when it comes to anyone from Force Jacques serving on the Sufre Youth and Sports Council. This council basically serves for the whole of Sufre, which includes Force and Jacques. However, in the past, you have gotten a lot of persons, mainly from the town, going up for these positions, whereas Force Jacques persons don't really step up in order to run on that council. So I think that more persons from Portageoc can consider running on that council. However, they are an affiliate of the Sufra Youth and Sports Council, and so we do work alongside them. Well, they work alongside us. And so, with that, the tournament, as you mentioned, which is going on right now, you would realize that our logo is also on there. Why? Because we would have endorsed this tournament. And so, with all of this, of course, there is collaboration both with the club and the council.
Definitely. Aside from the Wallaba that's actually happening for persons maybe who are not a sports enthusiast, I can ask, tell us a bit more regarding the summer camp that's happening as we speak as well.
Okay, so the summer camp that is going on right now was organized by the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports. And of course, in my capacity as the youth worker, alongside my youth officer, Miss Krishna Senbrais, we are basically the ones running the camp down here in Soufriere. Each district actually has their own summer camp, however, different timing. So as of right now, Soufriere is on the go, and we are just trying to have a very educational summer camp in a fun way. So right now we are accommodating students from the ages of 7 to 11 years, and sadly it is only running for 1 week. So we started on Monday and we are ending this coming Friday.
Are you excited with what's happening in terms of the camp, the attendance, as well as is it meeting its objective thus far?
Definitely, I must say I am very much happy and impressed with the numbers that we have in terms of attendance. Yes, we even had a lot of more calls coming in, and persons were a bit disappointed when we said that we were booked. However, we needed to consider that, hey, we have to try and work with what we have. And so, with the resources, it wouldn't be able to accommodate as many persons as possible. So, we had a quote where we had to stick to.
Okay, so is it something you can look to adopt annually?
Yes, this is something that I have spoken to my youth officer about. So we plan to continue with this program because we realize that it is really helping. Um, some opinions, some persons might say, parents are just sending them to get rid of the children. I tend to disagree because a lot of the students who are coming to me, they are from great homes and they show you the skills you learn from them, they learn from you, and it has just been a very good experience so far.
Also, in terms of the duration, can it be expanded at least 2 weeks per se?
As of right now, we cannot, as we would also be working with Ancillary, my youth officer. She is in charge of Soufriere, well, Ancillary down to Dennery, I believe. And so she too needs to take care of Ancillary's summer camp. And of course, I would be on board just helping her out. And so we need to balance the two. So as of right now, it only has to be 1 week.
Okay. You as an individual, what projects or incentives do you have planned for your community in terms of upliftment?
Okay, in terms of upliftment, sorry, as we all know right now, we have a very bad situation on the go with the increasing crime amongst our youth. And so, with that, we are trying to raise awareness of everything that is going on. And of course, we are trying to get our young persons to show us their talents and everything. So on my plans, one of the upcoming ones very soon, it will be advertised is a match, an anti-violent match, which all of our young persons would be involved. Also, we have a entrepreneurship expose, which would allow our young persons with small businesses in Soufriere to come and exhibit their talents, show us what you offer, no matter what business industry that you might fall into. So these are two of the major plans so far.
Nice. Putting you on the spot a little, in terms of your program, Your Voices,
Yes.
do you think you've created that impact? Do you think you've built a niche market, and are you doing enough? Or what more can be done? Again, your opinion and just putting you out there.
Okay. In my opinion, I believe that this show has really helped young persons, not just like myself, but even our older young persons. I don't like calling them elderly. Um, Reason why for saying this, it is because a lot of young persons come to me and they're like, "This is a very good show," and even young persons I wouldn't expect to even turn on their radio or go on Facebook and just sit to look at such a show, they tend to give me positive feedback. And a lot of young persons in Sufre too are interested in coming on. I know of a specific young lady. Recently, she's like, "I think you should start a podcast." And I'm like, "Well, I'm already running you voices, so maybe we could try to just change it up a little." And so with that, maybe I can do more. So with the creative minds out there, I would just get in their opinions to see how we can continue moving forward with your voices.
No, definitely, you're doing a great job for sure, and I would be selfish not to commend you on that.
Thank
Just
you.
keep doing what you do. We've seen or we've heard a lot of the times in terms of our unattached youth, and even to that extent, a lot of them turn to suicide. What encouragement, what hope, what can you put out there as well? And also, persons are of the view that the government is not doing anything or the community, but I think you do not need to rely on any of those sources as well.
Okay, and I too agree. I always stand with the thought that you need to be a go getter yourself. And so, if you believe, like, hey, there is something that I need a job, you need to go after it. Sometimes just sitting there, you might send a million applications, like myself. I've gone through it, and it wasn't easy. Sometimes you need to step out of your comfort zone in order to get what you want. And so, to our young persons listening, I would definitely tell them just focus on what you really need to achieve in life, not what you want to achieve, what you need to achieve. Because at the end of the day, it will only be you and nobody else really gives you anything. A lot of persons you believe who might be, hey, giving you these opportunities, there might have somebody else in the back who might just be in your way. And so sometimes you need to get up and just walk the rocky roads in order to get what you want. Also, with our unattached youth, of course, I believe we can assist in some regard in order to get them involved. We need to try to cater to them more. And so, of course, in my capacity, I have said that I'm going to try my best to create bonds with our young persons because it is needed in order for all of us to work together.
Definitely. And I think the most important thing is not giving up, always feeling encouraged no matter how bad it
Right.
is. Somebody else's situation is always, worse off as well. Um, 22 minutes after the hour of 10 a.m. in Surface and Luciana Eastern Caribbean. If you're just tuning in, I want to say good morning to you. Welcome inside the house guest for today. With me, EDISA Eugene, our youth worker for Sofre. Um, I would love for you to, if you were to put together some seminars or workshops and whatnot, what actually would be the basis of it when it comes to, I think, resume writing, application, or even with self confidence
Right.
and so forth as well.
Yes, definitely. That is something to on the plan. I realize that in as much as we have a lot of persons who are trained in our community, a lot of persons do not know how to apply themselves. And so you would get a lot of persons coming, hey, I don't know how to write a resume. What should I put in an application? And so these are training seminars that will be put forward very soon. And so our young persons would be able to learn from it in order to know how to move forward. Also, a skills training program and a skills awareness seminar in order to allow our young persons to understand who they are as well and what they have to offer.
I'm happy with the skills training or seminar, if you were to speak. But even after that has happened, persons still need to know there is that available link somewhere they can go, if it's the
Yes.
hotel, if it's whatever business that they can be attached to as
Now,
well.
with that, of course, if persons are aware of the youth economy, that is now the hot topic.
Tell them
Um,
about it.
okay, so the youth economy basically, they are going to be setting up a Skill 758 program, the government of St. Lucia. And so with that, it's basically putting in a database of your young persons, what their skills are, what they're interested in. And so if there are any openings and whatnot, you would be contacted based on what you would put in the database.
Okay. So persons, I'm sure if they're listening, they can ask you how soon or how do they go about being part of that and everything else, the different platforms that they can look forward to get registered, whatnot as well.
Okay, as of right now, I know that they were in discussion with it. However, I cannot give any confirmation. However, of course, in my capacity again, it is my duty to assist our young persons. And so, if anyone is willing to maybe apply for a job, need assistance with anything, you can always contact me at 712-1281. Just let me know who you are, how you wish to get my assistance, and I will be willing to assist.
Definitely. Kudos to that. Where do you see yourself in maybe a few years down the line in this capacity, or maybe in just you as an individual?
Okay, so where do I see myself in a few years?
So many places.
Yes, in so many places. However, in as much as I see myself in the future as a clinical psychologist, I am finishing up my degree. I also see myself being involved with young persons. I want to continue because this is something that I have a passion for. And so, if again I had to turn away from clinical, I would definitely go to youth development because, again, I do everything with a passion and I believe my heart lies there. And so, I would say maybe in the future I could be the Minister of Youth and Sports. Who knows?
Oh,
You
you
never
have
know.
my vote, for
Yeah,
sure.
you never know. But yes, this is something that I'm looking into as well.
Definitely. Me asking you your business right now, tell us a little about eBamboo and how is it? We know COVID, a lot of businesses are suffering up until this moment.
Okay, so eBamboo Creations is my small business for persons who don't know. And of course, COVID did affect business for me very bad, like everybody else. However, I never made COVID stop me. Um, Before COVID, I really used to cater more to our tourists. Why? Because, of course, persons in our country, they, to me, don't really appreciate art as they should, unlike our visitors. So it was very easy reaching their hearts. However, during the COVID season, I had to sit and brainstorm as to how I could make an income. And so I had to change it up a little, even with prices needed to be tweaked in order to cater to our locals here. And so I could safely say that business has been going very well. Even right now, I am not accepting any orders as I have a lot of work on hand. And so, yes, it is very much safe to say that business is doing great.
Oh, that's great to hear. So we should look forward to you sponsoring us our Christmas promotion.
Oh, of course. I mean, the little I could do, I can always pitch in.
Okay. At this time, I will allow for you if you have any other talking point before we hear this interesting discussion.
Say that one
At
more
this
time.
point, if you have any final comments, concerns, talking points, feel free.
Okay.
And again, maybe just some encouragement for our youth. A lot of persons are going through a lot of different things. Sometimes they're not able to really speak out about it. Persons are not so reliable or trustworthy. You can really outpour everything too. So just try and encourage somebody who's listening right now.
Okay, so to everyone listening, well, first I will break it down, especially to our young persons. I need you to know that you need to understand who you are. Never be afraid to go for what you want. I mean, I do understand we as young persons, we have different personalities, we have different characteristics. But hey, nobody should intimidate you to go after what you want. And I would understand if someone would shy away because I used to be like that once, but I needed to get up and understand, like, hey, you're doing this for you and not for them. And so, even though you believe persons might not agree with you doing something, anything that is positive and you know that it will allow you to grow and get exposed to more opportunities, get to it. Also, if you realize, like, hey, I want to get this done, but I do not have help, never be afraid to go out and say, hi, Jolie, can you help me? Ask someone. Don't just sit there and expect help to come to you because nobody really knows. Also, I would also tell our unattached youth that life is not just about being laid back. Sometimes you need to get up, do what is best for you. and don't feel labeled. A lot of the times when we say unattached youth, I don't like the phrase though. We tend to look at our young persons, some of them as criminals. But of course, with the stigmas being attached, I'm telling our young persons, don't worry about that. It's okay to change. It is okay to change. You might be a bad boy today. You could change. It's never too late. You could put on your suit, go out there, go follow your dreams. It's just never too late. And to our older folks out there listening, I just want you to know that we do appreciate the love and support as young persons. And talking on behalf of my young persons, I'm hoping that you could just continue granting us that support. The more experienced persons, we are looking forward to learning from you guys. Just, showing us the different skills that maybe we might need it somewhere down the line. And if by chance there is anyone who is very good at something, it could be painting, even tiling, whatever it is, and you're willing to collaborate with us in order to have our young persons equipped for the workplace, again, you could contact me at 712-1281, and yes, we will get that going and organized.
Definitely. Also, persons listening to you, they might feel, I'm not so lucky and say this. So how is she able to do that? Not mentioning, you did your choir pieces as well. You have that beautiful voice, singing and
Yes.
everything else, putting that program together. Now you are youth worker. So a lot of persons are saying, what is it that you do? Different that you're able to constantly rise above all odds.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I never let anything get to me. I always made the different challenges that I went through motivate me. If there is one thing about me, persons could tell you that I'm very motivated. I don't want to say that I'm a family, that's not the right term, but
Bring
I'm
on
a
the
positive,
challenges.
yeah, I'm a positive family. I would just go for it. I wouldn't turn around to see what is behind me or what is on the side. Like, hey, I'm just moving forward. And so with everything, I try my best to incorporate all of my talents in order to move forward.
Well said. Much less if you had more height. Who
Yeah,
knows?
no, the height is okay. I mean, the short ones are always the mighty ones. So,
Okay,
of
then.
course, definitely not a problem.
Okay.
David and Goliath.
Before you leave us with motivating quotes or some sort of form of encouragement, you have Davi Angie Anthony, proud of you, Edisa Hippolyte. Sagreed Wells, good morning, Miss Edisa. And on your end, if there are persons you may want to holler at as well, your family, all those who have enabled and supported you throughout, there is a moment to do so.
Okay, definitely I will take this moment to shout out my family. Of course, everyone in my household is very supportive of everything I do. I cannot really say there was a moment where I didn't get the support of my family. Also, my adopted mother, Ria Charles, she has been with me. She used to be my homeroom sponsor at SESS, and when I faced a lot of challenges, she was there with me through it all. And yes, I definitely want to thank her for that. And my friends, shout out to all of them. You know yourselves, and of course, having a supportive partner as well, I am able to do everything that I do. So I want to say thank you to everyone. If I missed out on your name, I just want to say thank you, but the names don't come right now. But thanks to everyone.
I'm just feeling a little troublesome. Well, yes, thank you to that supportive partner. May you continue to do what you're doing.
Thank you.
Now for the encouragement.
Encouragement. Do what makes you happy and just go for it. Remain focused on the goal and do what is best for you in order for you and your future to be brighter.
Definitely. 25 minutes moving up to the hour of 11 a.m. in Surface and Ocean Eastern Caribbean. This has been House. Well, our first part of House Guest for today with Miss Edisa Eugene. Why did I see Edisa Hippolyte?
Yeah, I also signed Hippolyte. Well, it is
like the
my
two of
mom.
us in that scenario, but it is us. It is
Yeah.
us for sure. Thank you to all those of you who tuned in via our Facebook as well. I want to say thank you to you too. Again, thank you for everything that you're doing and keep the youth motivated, keep them grounded. And like you made mention, you need to look for ways and means to overcome challenges. Do not let them hinder your true potential.
Yes.
Again, this is where we say thank you. Have a blessed and a fantastic day.
You asked for more live and relevant talk shows, and we heard you. 88.5 Sufra FM presents House Guest, a brand new, fresh fortnightly feature airing on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. House Guest will showcase a cadre of professionals from doctors and entrepreneurs to the